Hey guys, come on downstairs. We're doing a little NBA 2K20. It's the year one off season of our Minnesota Timberwolves My League. And let's get into it. We did not make the playoffs. Let's hit up the draft lottery here. We have a 14% chance to win the top pick. That is the same percentage chance as the Celtics and the Mavericks. The Celtics via the Memphis Grizzlies. The Hornets have a 12.5% chance. Let's get the lottery underway. The number 14 team will be the Washington Wizards. That means the Jazz have moved up into the top 4. And the 13th team, the highest percentage chance to get it is the Pelicans, and the 13th pick goes to the New Orleans Pelicans. So the Pelicans will take ownership of the pick from the Cleveland Cavaliers in a trade. The 12th pick goes to the Chicago Bulls. And the Bulls, they picked Kobe White with the 7th pick last season. The 11th pick, best chance would be the Milwaukee Bucks. And the 11th pick goes to the Milwaukee Bucks from the Indiana Pacers. Obviously, the Bucks were a playoff team. All right, the 10th pick goes to the New Orleans Pelicans. This will be the Pelicans pick. The 13th pick goes to the Pelicans, but that is the Cavs pick. Number 9. Best chance to get number 9 is the San Antonio Spurs, and it goes to the New York Knicks. That means that the Spurs have leapfrogged everybody into the top 4. And the number 8 pick, top chance, would be for the Miami Heat to make it. And it will be the Miami Heat. So because the Spurs and the Jazz have moved into the top 4, that's going to bump us down unless we somehow got a great bounce of the ping pong ball. Sacramento Kings get the number 7 pick. And we move into the top 6 now. 14th consecutive year for the Kings to be in the lottery. And the number 6 pick goes to the Charlotte Hornets. So the Hornets also have been in the lottery for quite some time. All right, the number 5 pick goes to us, the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we have dropped 2 spots from the number 3 spot down to the number 5 spot thanks to the lottery, thanks to the Spurs and the Jazz. And the 4th pick goes to the Memphis Grizzlies. So that means the Spurs are in the top 3, as are the Utah Jazz. And so now we are down to the final 3 in the draft lottery. With the number 3 pick, it is the Utah Jazz who get the number 3 pick. And they had a rough season last year because Rudy Gobert was hurt. And they just barely missed the playoffs on the last day of the season, being beat out by the Phoenix Suns. All right, the number 2 pick, it's either the Spurs or the Mavericks. And it's the Dallas Mavericks, which means that the number 1 pick in the NBA draft will go to the San Antonio Spurs. So we move down from the 3rd pick to the 5th. Not the direction we wanted to go, but we should still get a pretty good player with the number 5 pick. This is the 3rd time that the San Antonio Spurs have gotten the number 1 pick overall in their history. All right, so that is the draft lottery. Let's get into the actual NBA draft now. Actually, first we got a few things to take care of. We need a new head coach, as Ryan Saunders was let go by the team. Jacob Underwood will be our new coach, as he signs a 4-year, $3.9 million contract. He's a very good offensive coach. Adam Silver, ready to announce the first overall pick in the NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs, and it's LaMelo Ball from Australia. 6'7", 196-pound point guard, brother of Lonzo Ball. and he will be playing for the Spurs in the same division as the New Orleans Pelicans and his brother Lonzo. With the second pick, Dallas Mavericks select R.J. Hampton from New Zealand. So those are a couple of point guards who have been taken already. With the third pick, the Jazz take Anthony Edwards from the University of Georgia, 6'6", 220-pound shooting guard. And we know how good of a scorer he is. Memphis Grizzlies are now on the clock, and they are going to trade their pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Chris Paul and a 2023 first-round pick. So the Oklahoma City Thunder are now on the clock as they have traded Chris Paul to the Grizzlies, and they're going to take small forward Samuel Williamson from Louisville. And that's a little bit of a surprise to me. So we've been in the market for a point guard as well. Two of them were taken in the top 2 picks of the draft. And now we are going to trade the 5th pick to the Sacramento Kings for Buddy Hield, and we will get the 7th pick in this year's draft. So we will move down 2 spots. We'll get Buddy Hield. We send this number 5 pick and Andrew Wiggins to the Kings. So we'll get Buddy Hield. His contract was actually a little bit more friendly than Wiggins, so we take that, and the Sacramento Kings will select Josh Green, 6'6" shooting guard from Arizona. And so now we have the 7th pick in the draft instead of the 5th. We traded down. I felt like I could still get the guy I wanted with the 7th pick. And the Memphis Grizzlies select James Wiseman. Sorry, not the Memphis Grizzlies. The Charlotte Hornets select James Wiseman from Memphis. And he's a 7'1" center. And now it's us. We are on the clock, and we are going to select Nico Mannion, 6'3", 196-pound point guard from Arizona. And in the combine, he hit more NBA distance three-point shots than any other point guard present. And then right after us, the Miami Heat to take Theo Maledon. It'll be interesting to see how those two careers pan out. All right, Jaden McDaniels goes to the Pelicans. The Bucks select Jeremiah Robinson-Earl out of Villanova. The Bulls take Dosunmu out of Illinois. The Pelicans, Isaiah Stewart out of Washington, a center. Jalen Smith from Maryland goes to the Wizards. It's kind of in his backyard. Tyrese Maxey, Avdija to the Pistons. Isaiah Mobley to the Phoenix Suns. Killian Hayes from France goes to the Orlando Magic. He's another point guard we are looking at. Khalil Whitney from Kentucky goes to Oklahoma City. The Atlanta Hawks take Tyrese Halliburton from Iowa State. He's a good player too. We are looking at him a little bit. Precious Achiuwa from Memphis. Nafale Dante, a 7-foot center from Oregon, stays home and goes to the Portland Trailblazers. Scotty Lewis from Florida to the Celtics. Vernon Carey Jr. from Duke goes to the Nets. Celtics with another pick. They take Mac McClung from Georgetown. Clippers take Johnny Juzang from Kentucky. The Rockets take Amar Silla from Senegal. The Nets take Agbaji from Kansas. The Lakers take Trey Jones from Duke. And Javonte Smart from LSU goes to the Raptors. And now we are at the end of round number 1. We'll go to the second round here. Trendon Watford from LSU. Second straight LSU player picked. Reggie Perry from Mississippi State goes to the Sixers. Charles Bassey from Western Kentucky is our pick in the second round, a center from the Hilltoppers. So he expected to go in the first round, but we took him in the second round. Armando Bacot from North Carolina. Ashton Hagans from Kentucky goes to the Sixers. The Hornets select Tyshawn Alexander out of Creighton. The Kings select Garuba from Spain, Usman Garuba. The Spurs take Isaiah Joe from Arkansas. Aaron Wiggins from Maryland to the Bulls. Neemias Queta from Utah State goes to the Milwaukee Bucks. Josh Langford from Michigan State goes to the Pelicans. Stephen Enoch from Louisville to the Hornets. And we're approaching the end of the second round here. Killian Tilly goes to the Philadelphia 76ers out of Gonzaga. Philip Petrusev from Gonzaga also goes to the Pelicans. Delorier from Duke. A.J. Lawson from South Carolina will go to the Mavericks. Emmett Matthews Jr. to the Memphis Grizzlies from West Virginia. He's an athletic player. Nick Richards from Kentucky will go to Dallas. Devin Dotson from Kansas will go to Orlando. Lots of Kansas and Kentucky players, obviously. Marcus Howard from Marquette goes to the Brooklyn Nets. Cazalone from France to the Thunder. E.J. Montgomery from Kentucky to the Celtics. Cassius Winston from Michigan State goes to the Hornets. He was another point guard we were looking at. C.J. Ellaby from Washington State stays home, close to home, goes to Portland. And Gwiton Rose, Artur Zagars from Latvia goes to the 76ers. Jordan Nwora from Louisville goes to the Pelicans. The Kings take Xavier Sneed from Kansas State. Diakite from Virginia goes to the Clippers. And the final pick in the draft is Tyler Bay from Colorado to the Orlando Magic. So a few quick Summer League highlights before we close out this episode. Nico Mannion, our first round draft pick point guard, hitting the floater. Now he'll step back and knock down the three from the right angle. Nico Mannion playing defense now here. Gets in there, takes the ball away from a Miami Heat player. Really excited to have Nico Mannion, athletic point guard. Not super huge, 6'3". Here is Neemias Queta. He was drafted by the Bucks, and then he was released, and we put him on our Summer League squad to take a look. Thought about signing him maybe to a two-way contract for some rim protection and rebounding. In the end, we decided not to. And that is it for episode number 24. It's the off season. Up next, we'll start year number 2, go over some of our different free agent signings and whatnot as we get year number 2 started. It's Mama's Basement Sports Gaming.